Hi everyone and welcome back to Wbel. So here's the standing for week 7. So in first place we have myself with 6 points, McRain with 5 points, Alcar and Torambar with 4 points, and then we have Johnny B, Manta, Mohanman, Unhindered and Greatnessness with 2 points. At the bottom we have Raindell with 1 point. So we'll have another very exciting week and we hope that you'll enjoy those matches as much as we did. And now the predictions.
For this matchup, we have my two guildmates going at it. We have Alcor versus Numero 80. On Alcor's side, I'm predicting Raph, Queen Macherie, and Mish. So, Alcor's made me a believer in the Mace team. I didn't think it would work with the vision cards, but clearly it did. So, I'm predicting it again this week, because if it's not broken, don't fix it. But the other reason why I'm predicting it, because if you look at Numero 80's units, 2 of his top tier units are Earth, 2 of them are Dark, and 1 of them is Lightning. So if you build Raph with the Dark Ring and Queen Macherie with the Earth Ring, you're automatically getting a lot of resistances versus his main DPS units. So I know you'll still need damage, so it might not work out particularly well, but I think in theory you can get some free resistances against Numero 80's top units. And of course Mish is there because Mish is the best unit. He's actually the main reason why the Mace team works, but the other 2 units are just there for show. On Numero 80's side, I'm going to predict Skahal, Naya, and Phoebe. I don't need to tell you how good Skahal is. The Queen Macherie is a little bit scary for this comp, but Skahal is such a good unit that I don't think he really cares. And honestly, Skahal does really, really well against the rest of Alcor's units. So as long as the Queen Macherie doesn't show him too much trouble, I think he can just bulldoze and do really well. And they all share the same Black Mage staff vision cards, so there's that bit of synergy there. But let's get into the match and see what they chose.
Alright, so here we have Numero 80 against Alcar. So on my side we have Skal, Naya and Phoebe for this undercost team. And on Alcar's side we have Mish, Lucia and Macherie. So let's see how it went. First thing, when Alcar saw that Skal, he was like, oh my god, not Skal. I was sure it was going to be Bradley. And also, according to him, I was disrespecting his team because I was bringing an undercosted team against him. Also, I think I was a little bit too wary of his Queen Macherie, so I chickened out and decided to go with Time Mage. But it is where it's going to be very wrong and you'll see why. So a Spirit of Horn on Macherie. Now we have Phoebe, Quicken on Skal, and now we have Skal. Now Skal is casting something, it's supposed to be move up. Yes! I completely forgot to change his sub job because I was playing manual with him on the on another tournament. So we have a double Quicken team that are going to spam this at the bottom. And since they don't have the reach, they're going to go backward to do it again.
Oh, this map, man, I swear. Oh,
and there she goes again.
This is the best.
Yes, Alcor took pity of me. It was like, do you want to redo? And I was like, no, it's fine. It's my bad, so I'll just go with it. So finally, Skal is doing something of his life and going upward. And now we have Macherie that at first was going at the top, and now she decided to go at the bottom because it took too long.
Oh, man.
Another Quicken. And another Quicken.
I will say though, I was scared seeing the Queen Macherie head down to the low ground because both of your supports were there. But now that they're following Skahal back up to the high ground, it's a lot better. And it looks like he's in range for the Lucia, so this actually could end up. This could be a lot of damage right here. Oh, never mind. I take it back another Quicken. Take back everything I said. Oh,
and
my
another
gosh,
one. Also, what's really bad is that reflect on the last 3 turns, so it was completely wasted.
Oh no.
And now we have Naya at the bottom and Skal going way in the front. At this moment I'm really scared. So Thunderaga, at least he'll be able to kill those two, but now we have the Machery, and she still has her re-race. But Naya's reach is absolutely fantastic. She was able to hit him just in time. And
wow,
another Quicken. Oh no, sorry, it's Kureda. So I had this backup, but it was kind of late. So now Naya doesn't have any more skill to use. So Skal going with Thundaga. No, it's not Quicken.
He ran backwards, so I thought it was a Quicken. I was like, how many more does he have? Oh, no.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah, that's huge.
So Phoebe going next. So only a shield. Now we have Naya. I think she did nothing.
Just trying to do something. Maybe go offensive Naya. Oh, actually, Skahal probably will finish it up before she gets to do anything. Oh, wait a minute. Oh my god, wait. Oh, wait.
And now we have Skal probably finishing her off. So
yeah, wow.
So that was my match.
I honestly don't have anything to say.
After the game, Alcor was really wondering if my stupid, non-planified strategy cost him the game. So we did it with the right sub-job, and it was way worse for him. I ended up winning it on a really clean way. So,
okay.
So it was really way worse for me this with this sub-job.
Yeah, I would have figured, but especially with the reflect wearing off and all that stuff against, because like I said, the main threat was definitely the Queen Machery.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not even sure the Lucia got to deal any damage that match.
Yeah, she did that one shot on Skal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. My bad. Yeah, so yeah, she did do the one shot on Skal that got healed up by the Naya. Yeah, the Queen Machery was definitely the huge threat there with the elemental advantage, and just you saw how much damage she did at the end there. So the reflect being there definitely would have helped out, but I mean, you didn't need the help, so it ended up going pretty well for you.
I won't give any key of the match on this one. I think it's mostly Sherlock.
Yeah, I'll give the key of the match for entertainment. The Quicken sub job was the key of the match for entertainment.
Yeah,
that was good.
It was really fun talking to Alcor. It was the first time for me, even though that Alcor is my guildie for like 3 years. So it was really fun to have this opportunity to talk to him in the voice chat for the first time. It was really nice. Also, he's really a great guy. So, alright, GG to both players, and congratulations to myself.
GG's to both players.
For this matchup, we have Rindell versus Johnny B. And I'm just going to get off my chest right off the bat. Looking at these teams was the hardest, probably this whole season, for me to come up with teams for both of these guys. Neither of them really chose any light or dark units, so the elemental matchups are all across the chart. So at some point, I just had to throw them out the window and just focus more on the map. So with Rindell's side, there's two main options I can see. He can either go anti-missile with Raldor and have Perrine there as just, once again, as an amazing unit, but it really opens him up to the Skahal and kind of the Nivlu, though that's mitigated a little bit by the Raldor. So I don't think I like that as much as just going for missile, because I think this map is good for missile. Between Setia and Eliza, I like Eliza a little bit better because the only tank on Johnny B's side is Dario. So I'm going to say Eliza, Charisse, and Nasha. I like having a tank there, and I like Eliza and Charisse. They have the same job, they can chain well together, it's a good missile map, and there's even a likely chance that Johnny B will bring Edward. Like I said, the main scare for this would probably be someone like Hyo, but I'm not sure how likely that is. But that brings me over to his side. So going over to Johnny B, I am actually going to predict the Hyo, because he could also go the missile route. I don't think I like his odds as much going for Summer Lilith and Nivlu. I just don't see them as good units as Setia and Eliza, especially in auto. But I do kind of like the idea of Hyo, Winter Ravies, and Murmur. I know Winter Ravies, with just her passive and her stat block alone, can get up to like 30 to 40 missile res, And I'm hoping with that, some extra VCs and murmurs, unit res, and haste, she might be able to get to the other side of the map if in case Rindell does go for a missile strategy, which looking at his team seems kind of likely. And Hyo's there because Rindell's only main tank is Nasha. They have the great sword synergy with each other. I don't know. It sounds like a reasonable team, but at this point, like I said, I'm throwing my hands up. Let's just get into the match and see what they chose.
All right, everyone. So it's very surprising. We have an all archer team. Oh no, okay, but Nasha. So
yeah, Nasha's the one.
So on Rendell's side, we have Cydia, Cherries, and Nasha. On Johnny's side, we have Yuni, Nivlu, and Summer Lilith. So let's see how it went.
All right. Just
I'm
like
curious.
Numero said. I know, I am curious too. Okay. That was one thing I was actually kind of worried about, and I was going to talk about right when the match started, is I was hoping that the archers wouldn't start running forward right ahead. Setia might, though. Yeah, Setia's going to get ahead of the tank. So that's the one thing, that's the main difference between these two teams, is Johnny B's running all bow users, just going straight out for it, whereas Rindell is actually running a tank. So I think this match is going to be won or lost based off of the impact that Nasha has. Because if she stays in the back and stays behind the archers, and they're able to, you have 3 DPS raining down on, the Setia and Charisse, then that's going to be a lot harder to overcome than if she's able to get in front and soak up some hits. And with
I'm very concerned. I'm really concerned about that Nasha hugging those 2 archers.
Yeah, I am too. That's the main thing. But let's just see how the damage goes, because right now, Setia is doing the first hit of the match with her LB. And it's not against someone with the elemental. Oh my god! Okay, at least the courage was there. But my goodness, the damage was definitely there from Rindell's side. Let's see how Johnny B can retaliate.
All right, so we have a Quicken on Summer Lilith. So a lot of Summer Lilith going forward. Armor Borer doing really high damage on that Cydia. Reflex coming from Cydia. It's going to be really big because Yuni is a water unit, so it could have killed her. And now suppressing volley. Oh
my goodness.
So finishing off that Summer Lilith and killing that Uni, but Uni had the re-raise. So now Cydia going again, probably killing them both. Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was fast.
That was fast. I mean, I take back everything I said. I said this match was going to be won or lost by how much impact Nasha had. I mean, she didn't really do much. that was the Setia and Charisse show. That was, my goodness, that damage was unexpected. Like, I mean, range units aren't known for their tankiness, so I didn't expect them to, not do a whole lot. But I mean, I didn't expect to see 10,000 on the first hit. That was impressive.
Yeah. Despite the fact that I would have liked to see Nasha at the bottom of the map, I think that it went very well in the end.
Oh yeah, for sure. I can't argue with the results. So yeah, that was great. And like I said, from Johnny B's side, I saw the thought. I saw the Nivlu doing the Quicken over on the Summer Lilith. I think the Quicken unfortunately was a little too fast because I think Summer Lilith's turn was next.
Yeah.
But once again, also that reflex was huge, like you mentioned before. Uni being the water unit, and then even on the tank, I only saw a small glimpse, but I think it still did like 1,000 to Nasha. And as you can see in the top left corner right now, she only had 3,000 HP, so there was a very real chance that Uni would have killed Setia there with that arrow fall. So
yeah,
that reflex could have been a huge game changer.
Yeah. Also, I could see why people are maybe reluctant to put the tank at the bottom, because especially for Nasha, because she's so damn slow. If the enemies decide to start at the opposite corner of Nasha, then they will kill both archers before they could reach Nasha, because she's so damn slow that she won't have the chance to have a second turn to go forward to be close enough to the DPS.
Yeah.
Well, that was really well executed from Rindell. GG to both players, and congratulations to Rindell.
Yep, GG to both players.
For this matchup, we have Manta versus Malgan Man. On Manta's side, I'm predicting Perrine, Dea, and Curry Wazette. I think the dual water is a fine team to bring against a team that has no lightning units. And Perrine Dea, as we've seen from Manta and JV79, is a strong combo that I did not believe in at first, but they have shown me the way. So I think running Perrine Dea would be very strong, and having Curry in the backline for the damage and also for the frostbite, which could be very huge against a lot of Malvin Man's units. I think that would be a very good combo to run. On Malvin Man's side, I'm going to predict the Astrius, Laswell, and Y'shtola combo. I think running the Katana team would be a smart choice because, once again, only Lightning unit on Manta's side is the Resnick, and there's a very strong chance that Manta could bring the Glaciella or the Charisse, and having Laswell there as an elemental counter would be very strong. So I think running those two together, as well as Y'shtola for the Shell and Protect, depending on what units Manta shows in the lineup, I think that could be a strong combo coming out from Malvin Man. Let's get into the match and see what they brought.
Alright, so here we have Moangman against Manta. So on Moangman's side we have Velis, Murmur, and Laswell. On Manta's side we have Raph, Halloween Lucia, and Mish. So let's see how it went.
All right, coming from Malvin side, a really interesting composition. I like it. It's the double ice, but one of the ice is a healer support, and the other one's Laswell, which you don't get to see that often. So I like it, but you still have your classic tank support DPS. But once again, I'm not used to seeing Laswell as like the main DPS for a team, so I'm excited to see how this goes. Interestingly enough, from Manta's side, I do like the Raph, Halloween Lucia combo. It's a combo that I think a couple of people in our tournaments drafted, and I think it's a really strong team. And I'm excited to see it come out right here. It will be interesting to see how much damage Velis will actually do, because he is down on the low ground, so I don't know. I mean, which is probably where he wants him to be, because he won't be in danger of getting caught up in AoEs, and he'll be able to heal the team. But
also, Velis is an arithmetician, so he can reach from pretty far and from pretty low too. Probably that Velis is also there to boost agility, which also increase evasion. So let's see about that, but I'm really afraid that Velis is going to stay at the bottom. And very high damage coming from that Lucia on that Murmur. Kind of unexpected, honestly, but Velis is there to save their asses. and next we have Mish. So it's a flare coming from Mish. Let's see the level damage. Not so much, near a 4k. So now we have Laswell going forward. He has the range, so let's see his LB. It got upgraded pretty greatly, so let's see what's going to do. Not much damage, but accuracy down, but Raph has a guaranteed hit move, but I think that the Laswell also have a guaranteed hit nullify, so but she's still accurate enough to be able to hit that Laswell, which is surprising because Raph isn't supposed to be very accurate, but Dark is generally very accurate, so because of the VC maybe. Oh, so big damage again coming from Lucia on that Murmur. So now we have Mish. Is he going to finish off that Murmur? Yes, and also the Laswell. How many damage did it do to this Laswell?
It was like 7,000 or 8,000. It was a lot.
Massive, yeah.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that Mish had the elemental advantage, but I wasn't sure if it would come up because I thought Whisper was going to take the most of the damage, but I was wrong. He was able to get Laswell in the AoE, and it was massive. Wait.
Fortunately for my man, that Velis is really packing a punch. It's really great so far.
Oh yeah. Oh. I was hopeful that maybe he would survive, but yeah, the Halloween Lucia just deals too much damage.
Yeah, the Toad Compass win.
Yep. Man, that was honestly very impressive from both sides. Yes. I really like the strategy coming out from both teams there. Mm-hmm. And they both did, in my opinion, what they were looking to do. Velis was able to heal Whisper for probably about a good 20,000 or more that whole match. She was like on the brink of death like 2 or 3 times, and Velis just topped her off. And like I said, the only thing that was just missing a little bit was just the damage. Like I said, unfortunately, Laswell's Velis was able to deal like 10,000 damage, but Laswell's hit only was able to deal like, I think it was like 3,000 or something to the Raph in the beginning. So unfortunately, just the Laswell did not seem to pull his weight as much as the other two units were.
I'm wondering about the guaranteed hit nullify coming from this last well, because I'm not sure how accurate Mish is, but he was able to hit that last well pretty easily right after he did his LB. So I'm really wondering. So on Manta's side, they were really accurate enough to be able to hit that last well during all fight long. So yeah, it was really atrocious for man's side because of this.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. I'm wondering if Mountain decided to go full out for more survivability and damage as opposed to any sort of evasion on Laswell, because yeah, like you said, they were able to hit him with no problem. So either Manta's side just really had the accuracy, or Mountain Man just said, you know what, I'm not going for the evasive route, I'm going for the damage route. But either way, yeah, that was a rough part of Laswell just getting destroyed there by that Mish.
Yeah, that sounds right, because that Velis really was packing a punch. He was so
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
His damage output was really high.
Yeah, I was not expecting that amount of damage from Velis. I mean, I know he can hit hard, but I rarely ever see him hit, and when I do, it's usually okay, but it's not like that level.
Not like a 10k on the RAF.
Yeah, no, nothing like that.
Alright, so GG to both players, and congratulations to Manta.
Yep, GG's to both players.
For this matchup, we have Unhindered versus Greatestness. On Unhindered side, I'm going to predict the Esther, Cloud, and Zazan. I don't know if he'll actually bring this team, because I haven't really seen him bring it much this season, but I think if there was a team to bring it against, it would be against Greatestness. Esther's known as kind of a bit of a bruiser, but mostly a kind of a physical tank. And most of Greatestness units are physical, with the exception of like half of Gilgamesh's kit, Miranda, and Sakura. And even with Miranda, she has the elemental weakness versus Esther and Cloud. So I think if there was a time to bring it, it would be now. And with Esther taking more of that tank position, Zazan might be able to be a bit more offensive and go a bit more into damage as well. Maybe not. Maybe he's just there for Keenblade, which is, understandable, but there's that opportunity there. And on Greatestness side, I'm going to predict another weird team with Kingmont, Miranda, and Murmur. I think that bringing Reagan could be a little scary against Unhindered's Kefka and Rain, since he's brought that quite a bit. But I think that bringing Mont as a tank could be very good. And Miranda and Murmur both have the Sword Red Mage VCs, and Murmur can do some damage. So I think having them be the main DPS and running Mont as a tank, maybe catching Unhindered off guard with some Berserk, could be a strong strategy. But let's get into the match and see what they chose.
Alright, so here we have Unhindered against Greatestness. So on Unhindered side, we have Zazan, Kefka, and more. On Greatestness side, we have Reagan, Miranda, and Murmur. So let's see how it went.
Alright, some classic teams from both sides. On Unhindered side, you have the Glove team, which historically has done very well for him. And on the Greatestness side, you have a good old Red Mage team, which historically has done good for everybody. So it's both strong teams coming out from both sides, but I will have to give the elemental advantage a bit over to Greatestness, because he has the elemental advantage against the Moor with the Reagan and the Kefka with the Miranda, whereas Unhindered only has the advantage against the I guess no one. Oh yeah.
Oh no, Zazan going on the bottom.
Yeah, that's definitely probably not what he wanted to see there. Probably was trying to use the Zazan to bring them up on the higher ground so that he could kind of flank on the bottom, but it looks like the tank is kind of grouped up with those units.
Oh
no!
At least that Miranda came in the way, but now we have it misses the Kefka.
What?
Oh, that's going to be big.
This? It is, and no reflex coming out this time for the potential confusion, which
on both. Oh, that's huge.
Wow, that is huge.
Yeah, it's what it's
yeah. And like I said, I saw I forgot that he put up a shield. Oh, he healed him.
Oh, check.
I thought he put up a shield, and that probably helps to get rid of a part of the shield for Reagan. And Kefka will have the elemental advantage against the Reagan, so he could theoretically one-shot the Reagan here and put himself in a very favorable position, despite two of his units being asleep.
Yeah, the first sleep is already off on that Moor.
Yeah, unfortunately did not one-shot the Reagan.
Yeah, not much damage, unfortunately.
Fusions are gone too, so both teams are back out in full force.
So much
But more
healing
this
coming on Greatness' side.
Yeah, that's gonna be really hard to overcome with none on his side. And then you really want to see a lot more damage come out there.
Yeah, silence would have been huge, but it didn't proc, unfortunately. And killing up those 2 units. So Kefka, this time, not enough, unfortunately. But he still has his re-raise.
That's true. Oh,
no.
Wait. No, I take it back. Wait, did Miranda remove it, or did he just never get a chance to put it up? I did not. I missed out. Oh, either way, yeah, that was man, that was very impressive from Greatness' side. I guess I think, and kind of spoilers for key of the match, but I think that Knight's Blessing coming out from Murmur really helped not only just heal them back up to full, but give that magic barrier so that Moore couldn't one-shot the Miranda. I'm not sure if she would have in the first place. She might have still been low on damage, but it pretty much like completely took that possibility away. That Knight's Blessing came in really clutch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that the Zazan strategy really backfired because it allowed those units to stay at the top a little longer, just enough to be out of range to be able to heal after that. And that Zazan was supposed to be at the top and taking some hits, depleting the EP. Instead, he went at the back and do nothing.
Fortunate that the Zazan wasn't able to really do much. He went to the low ground, got slept, and then got killed. He didn't. I don't even sure if he was able to really even get off a buff that match, really. So, yeah, it was unfortunate for the Zazan for sure. And like I said, the status effects coming out from both teams, the double sleep into the double confusion was also crazy. And the reflex, like this match was just us swinging back and forth. But while it seemed like Greatness had a solid hold the whole time through those barriers.
Yeah, the sleep was unfortunate because he couldn't do like a 1-2 shot to try to kill an enemy. Kefka was obligated to do it all by himself, but unfortunately he didn't add the damage.
Yeah, I mean, once again, like that Kefka was scary though. He had the speed, he had a lot of damage, but like you said, he can't do it all himself. Take on an entire team at full health. It's he's a great unit, but he's not that great. That's Alaya territory.
Yes. So GG to both players and congratulations to Greatness.
Yep, GG to both players.
For this matchup, we have McCrane versus Turambar. On McCrane's side, I'm predicting the Sadali, Lightning, and Zazan team comp. McCrane's really made me into a believer in this team comp after I've seen it do well week after week. And honestly, looking at Turambar's lineup, there's not a whole lot I would say stops him from bringing it again this week. The main source of re-raise removal would be from Miranda, and she would have the elemental weakness against Lightning. So honestly, I really like the idea of running this team comp again, and hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And from Turambar's side, I'm going to predict Edward Elric, Lucia, and Mariel. I think running the double wind is a good idea, with the only main source of ice on McCrane's side being Barret. Edward has the guaranteed hits in case McCrane brings Pissarro. Lucia has strong range damage, and this map is good for ranged units. And Mariel is just a good magic tank. And McCrane has Regalia Glaciella and the Sadali as strong magic DPS units. So I think running this team comp and then having the main DPS benefit off the Wind Vision cards is a strong idea. But let's get into the match and see what they chose.
Alright, so here we have Turambar against McCrane. So on Turambar's side we have Faris, Laswell, and Shell. On McCrane's side we have Zazan, Glaciella, and Sadali. So let's see how it went.
Oh man, this is a matchup I've been waiting to see for a minute. And the teams do not disappoint. You have the Classy Glassy coming out with the elemental advantage against Turambar's 2 ice units. But then Turambar has the Faris for the advantage against that. And the ice units have the advantage against Sadali. So, it's going to be a huge matchup of which units get in range first, which units deal their damage first, and how much damage they're going to be able to deal. So, I mean, you can kind of say that about every match, but I feel like, especially for this one with the elemental strengths and weaknesses on both teams. So I am curious to see. Oh, here's the AoE res coming out from the Zazan.
Yeah, the
which
starting buff
huge.
from McCrane was really perfect.
Yeah, that was great. And with both teams starting across from each other, you don't have any of that weird stuff that this map tends to do where one unit just runs off to the side. So we're going to have a nice classic match. Everyone just fighting in the middle here.
So not like in my match.
Or my match with Phoebe. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Okay. So we get the
As well.
re-raise coming.
Nearly killing that Zazan, but not enough. So now we have Glaciela. She's going to redo that buff. So now we have Shell. What is it going to do? Probably Quicken. Let's see. So now Faris going after. Probably killing off that Zazan. Yes. So next we have... Oh, so he had re-raise.
Yeah, that's what I was saying the WoW about earlier, because I didn't notice that he didn't use that yet, but then he used it right before Zazan got into combat range.
Oh. That's
So
huge.
it gives him another turn to
Yeah, that's
for
really
Lazo not
huge.
to hit subtly. Yeah.
So now we have Sadly. Is he going to have the accuracy? And same for Glaciela. She's not a very accurate unit, so let's see. So her LB. Yeah, she's missing the
Oh,
last well, and not much damage on that Faris, but that's expected. Oh, so the same thing happened for the Sadly, so only hitting that Faris, but she tanked it pretty well. So Faris going next. Demon Purger.
Oh my goodness.
And on the old back. Eee.
Yeah.
So unless there is a charm coming off from that salary, it's going to be very difficult for Macron. And on Dectrination, killing off that Ferris, but it's not enough, unfortunately. So we have last well coming next and finishing off that Sally. This re-raise, of course, we forgot about this. He's probably going to have another turn, so I really hope for him that he lands that charm. Otherwise, it's going to be a real pickle. Rush not by fate. No.
Oh, he hit though, which
Yeah.
actually I was very surprised to see.
That was also a lot of damage.
Yeah, but it was just barely not there. But yeah, that was a lot of damage considering the elemental weakness, and like I said, I just wasn't expecting him to hit. I've used subtly for quite a bit now, and every time I see a unit with even like a little bit of evade, I'm like, okay, it's done. I lost. So to see subtly actually hit the Laswell, I'm not sure how much evasion the Laswell was packing, but enough for both Sadly and Classy Glassy to miss there. Definitely had to be enough.
Yeah.
So I was surprised to see that. I was impressed to see the subtly hit, but you know, like I said, it just wasn't enough. It was too little, too late at the very end. So Turnbar was able to pick up that win there.
I have to give the key of the match to that evasion coming off from Laswell. Those two hits that he evaded was really the key of the match.
Oh yeah, I definitely have to agree with you there. Like both units, like you saw how much damage the subtly basically almost one-shot that Ferris, did about 7,000, 8,000 damage on the Ferris, and like so you know that the damage was definitely there coming out from McCrane's side, and he survived pretty well for the most part until the end there. So the survivability was also there, but I mean, you have infinite survivability if you can't hit. So Laswell, you're right, Laswell dodging those two attacks was just massive, and that definitely turned the tide of the game.
That was a really nice match to see, and that's unfortunate for McCrane because I think that his initial buffing was really superb to see.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I told you I was excited for this match. These are two powerhouse players going at each other, so I knew that both of their buffing was going to be on point, their IPs are going to be on point. So, and it didn't disappoint. So, you know, it was good to watch, and I mean, that's the main thing. It was very fun to watch.
Yeah. Alright, so GG to both players and congratulations to Turumbar.
Yep, GG's to both players.
Ooh la 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 la. So this is the conclusion of week 7. So in first place we have myself with 7 points. After this we have McCrane and Turumbar with 5 points, Allcar with 4 points, Manta and Greatestness with 3 points, and the rest of the pack, Ramdale, Johnny B, Mulligan and Unhindered with 2 points. So the playoffs is shaping up, and with only 2 weeks remaining we still have everything on the table for the final standings. So everyone can still make the playoff at this point, so we expect some really great fights for the next 2 weeks. Also, I will make a survey in the upcoming days because I want to take the pulse of the players, participants and the viewers about rules, format and general preferences, etc. So please make sure to complete it. It will give precious intel to organizers of community tournaments like this one. Thank you again everyone for matching. Don't hesitate to post comments to encourage us and to show us if you like those kind of content. It's always welcome to read you and to answer you. I hope that you enjoyed this video and we really hope to see you next week. Bye bye.